All right, let's jump into it. Guys, what's up? I'm back at it again with another interview, reporting live from Nova Barbell Club. As always, I'm Nate Craig, joined by Miguel Altamirano, aka the Peruvian Grappler, who just fought in the ring of combat. Miguel, thanks for taking the time to join us today, man.
No, absolutely, man. Happy to finally meeting you.
I know,
Nathan.
right?
Yeah, I'm very happy to answer all the questions you have for me today.
Yeah, I'm excited. After watching this guy's match, he made it on my short list of people to not fuck with. This guy means business and is a machine. But yeah, after watching the match, I just kind of wanted to know more about your story. Just kind of pick your ear and ask a couple questions. So let's just jump right into it. So, what got you started in MMA in the first place? Have you been doing it your whole life, kind of thing?
Well, I've been really into sports since I was a kid.
Mhm.
You know, I did some karate when I was a kid. Nothing serious, just some summer camps that, you know, my parents make me join just to keep me
Get
busy.
you out of the house.
Yes, like that. But, you know, I really like it, to be honest.
Mhm.
But I don't think that's the beginning of it.
Mm.
When I was a teenager, so I was about 15 years old, I got into a street fight.
Mm.
And, you know, slappy strikes here and there,
Yep.
you know, until this guy put me on the ground. He
Oh,
took me
God.
down, and I was a little bit overwhelmed. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was happening there.
Mhm.
And, yep, that's what happened. So I was so embarrassed about my performance. You know, when you're a kid, your ego is right there. You
And
get,
if people were watching, you're like, oh, God.
yes. So after that, I came back home and I started looking on YouTube, like, hey, what should I do if somebody take me to the ground when I'm fighting him?
Yeah.
So, and I found some clips about jiu-jitsu. It was the first time that I find out about jiu-jitsu. You know, just watching some videos on YouTube, I found Marcelo Garcia, which I'm a huge fan of him.
Yeah.
You know, it's curious how life goes. After a few days, after that happened, like probably few days after that, I was walking on the street with a friend, and there was this random guy who was walking towards us, and he gave us a flyer.
Yeah.
It was an opening of a new jiu-jitsu academy by my area, and I was like, well, I guess this is my
Like,
answer.
this is like fate.
Yeah. I need to go there and see what happened.
Yeah.
So I joined that jiu-jitsu academy. I did jiu-jitsu for 7 to 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
and I signed up for my first MMA fight.
That, by the way, that just tells what kind of fighter this guy is. You know, his up top might be good, but sounds like you knew the ground game was your weak spot. So you're like, that's it. I'm learning ground game kind of thing. So
Exactly. So, and also you're a kid and you think that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went there. I signed up for that MMA fight. To be honest, I didn't know why did I do it.
Mhm.
I was scared. I was like, but I want to do it. I want to see
16?
16 years old.
Phew.
You know, it was back in Peru.
Oh,
It
okay.
was not here. It was in Peru. I
Still.
know here to do MMA fights, you need to be 18 and up.
Probably. Sounds right.
Yeah, but over there, there's people fighting like since they are kids.
Oh, man.
So I was so scared, man. If we can go over this,
Yeah.
we were all in the same room. The day of the fight, we were all in the same room. And the guy that I was fighting, he was way older than me. I remember he was wrapping his hands and looking like staring at me, like, you know, giving you that view, like
I'm gonna beat your ass.
beat your ass.
Yeah.
You know, and I was so scared, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like shaking. I feel weak.
I would be too. Yeah.
It was terrible. So I had this friend who was competing already. He was a fighter, amateur fighter though at that time. And I talked to him, and I was like, dude, I don't think I'm gonna make this.
Yeah.
I had my hands wrapped already, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make this.
Yeah.
It was interesting. This dude is like, he was 2 years younger than me, and he told me, hey, I don't hang out with cowards. If you don't fight today, we're not longer friends. And I was like, okay, this kid is younger than me. He's telling me this. I have to fight. You know, I have to fight. I need to do it. Funny fact, I won this fight by TKO.
Really?
First round.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah. I can't describe what did I feel, during and after the fight, but it was amazing.
Was it just pure? You're like, oh, all that stress, just relief. Your friends proud of you.
Yes.
Was your family there too, or anything?
I was not expecting my grandfather to go there, but he was there.
Oh
yeah,
man!
Yeah, he was there. He saw my first amateur MMA fight.
Wow.
So it was amazing.
That's crazy. So first amateur fight was in Peru.
It was in Peru.
Oh
yeah.
wow! At young, 16 too. So
Yeah.
another question for you. For the Ring of Combat, what was your training like leading up to the fight? And was there anything kind of different with what you did in this training camp?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working with Nova Barber Club for a long time already. You know, definitely I can tell like it make like a big change on my fight camps.
Mm-hmm.
But my last 3 fight camps, you know, they have been like the jiu-jitsu program, BJJ program.
Mm-hmm.
But for this last one, I switched to the hybrid athlete program.
Yes.
So it's a huge difference. I can tell like my strength conditioning improve a lot.
Good.
Improve a lot.
Awesome. Love to hear that. And we offer a bunch more programs too, but that's cool that you kind of switched it in between fighting camps. Awesome. And what was it like fighting for a promotion like Ring of Combat? Have you done something like that before?
I've been fighting in different promotions here, Peru. I also fought in Mexico.
Really?
So yeah, I've been fighting in different countries already. So, but fighting under the card of Ring of Combat was really cool for me.
Yeah.
You know, like Ring of Combat it's been in the United States like for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, there is a bunch of fighters that start in Ring of Combat and they move to UFC, Bellator, you know, huge arenas. But it was awesome, man. People there treat me well, but the crowd, you know, the crowd.
That was you're beating me to it. Yeah. Do you think the crowd kind of played a factor in the decision, or tell me about that.
It can, you know, like usually promotions like give a little bit of preference to the fighters who sells more tickets. You know, you have to bring business to the promotion so they can take care of you. They can build your. But I don't think that's exactly what it happened, because it was a really tight fight. But I would say like the crowd make a little bit of pressure to the referee. Like the referee was feeling under pressure, you know, like something happened during the last round of this last fight, and the referee made a wrong call. It was absolutely a wrong call. Even though like the commentators were saying like he shouldn't do that, you know, but you know, feeling the pressure of the crowd screaming and all that, I understand that because I've been into this sport for a long time, and it's not the first time that I see something like this.
Yeah, that's too bad. But again, I'm happy you're at least aware of that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff happens, and it's out of your control. But like you said, I never really thought about that before. You know, these events, they're a business. They're trying to sell these tickets, and if one side sells a ton more tickets, that might taint the judges' minds a little bit in one way or another. Regardless, that was an amazing fight. So I was talking to Tyler, and how did this weight, you cut weight for this fight, right? How did this weight cut go compared to the last one that you had to do?
Well, it's funny to say. I usually cut in between 11 to 10 pounds the day before the fight.
Okay, hold on, man. There's people that try to lose 10 or 11 pounds in like 1 month.
Yeah.
And you're losing that in one day?
Yeah. Yeah, actually 7 to 8 hours.
How?
Yeah. So there is a whole process which start like days before, you know, like, can we go over the process?
Yeah.
Okay. So usually you're fighting on Saturday, right? Weigh-ins is on Friday night. So you have 24 hours to recover yourself. Okay. So Monday, fight week, you kind of make like an overload of water. So I do 3 gallons of water Monday, 2 gallons of water Tuesday, and 1 gallon Wednesday. Seeing how far from the weight division I am, maybe Thursday I do a few sips of water, but it's still fasting from Thursday, Friday fasting. So for this last one, you know, I had to get these portable saunas, you know, this little box that you get inside. So I got one of those, and I started dehydrating myself, just being miserable.
God.
Yes,
Do you
like
drink that much water to just kind of make you feel full so you're less prone to eat? Or
I don't think that's the main reason, but I will say to let your body used to that amount of water. So if you're getting more water than usual, your body is gonna take it off, right?
True.
You're gonna start, like sweating more, going to the bathroom more. So once you stop getting that amount of water, your body is still bringing all the water out.
I see.
You know
Okay,
what I
that
mean?
makes sense. So
Yeah.
you're conditioning your body kind of to get used to this certain kind of behavior, and then you cut the water back a little bit, but you're
Yes.
still kind of flushing it. Okay,
Exactly.
that makes
That's how it
sense.
works. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. But yeah, man, cutting weight is not fun. I will say it's the hardest part.
Really?
But in compare from the fight before and this last one, this one I was just 8 pounds over, which is 2 or 3 pounds like difference in between the previous fights.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. Like 2 pounds, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's a
ton.
huge difference. Funny fact is like, even though I had to cut less pounds this last time, it was harder. It was harder because for my previous fight, we're fighting out of the state. So it's hard for people, my coaches, to go with me, to bring my team with me out of the state like 2 days before the fight.
Yeah.
So I had my coaches for the previous fight there with me since Thursday. So we start cutting weight Friday morning. So they were helping me, and they know all the protocols for the cutting weight day. And this last time I was with my brother and my girlfriend. And
Were they kind of being like your coaches, like, "Hey, Miguel, you gotta drink this water"? Or?
They had no idea. My brother had some ideas, but he doesn't know exactly how the protocols needs to be.
Right.
My girlfriend,
she's been along
she's
for the ride before, maybe, so kind of knows.
But I'm not gonna lie, they both been a really huge help for me. Before I started cutting weight, which it was like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I kind of coached them like, hey, okay, we're gonna do this, 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 this. I need you guys to do this, 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 this. But it's hard to learn that in 10 minutes.
Right. Right.
So it was some kind of a struggle trying to tell them every round that I was getting out of the sauna what to do. You know, it's getting harder every round. Like the first one, probably you can cut 1 pound, and the next one is less, and the next one is less. So it's getting hard. I'm getting grumpy. You know.
You're like, sorry, honey.
Yeah.
Well, hey, shout out to his brother and to his girlfriend for the support. That's huge to have, especially when you're traveling out of state and stuff. To have that support system there is, I would imagine, a huge thing.
No, absolutely.
For your confidence, for everything.
Yeah. No, I appreciate also my coach show up for the last few rounds. It's, he's running a business. It's hard for him. It's understandable.
Yeah.
But we still have to do what we have to do. I was there, no excuses, just cutting weight, and we always make weight. We always have to make weight. That's the first battle that we need to win.
Absolutely. You can't get in the battle if you don't make that weight. So that really is the first
but
battle.
shout out to Tyler and the team. They were tracking all my weight cut during this fight camp. So I really appreciate that. It was a big help.
Hell yeah. Nice job, Tyler and the team. So Miguel, did you have to make any kind of, like, as you were fighting, did you have to make any adjustments on the fly to this guy's style, or did you encounter anything that you weren't expecting with his technique kind of thing?
Not really. I knew what kind of fighter he was. He was a well-rounded fighter, but great striking. Very, very, very good striker guy. First round, I was putting all the pressure on him. I won the first round. I got takedowns on him. But I injured my rib and my jaw. So after that first round, I talked to my corner and told my coach, hey, I fucked up my rib and I cannot open my mouth. I don't know what's wrong. And he was like, do you want me to stop the fight? There's no way, there's no way to stop, like, for those reasons. But he was like, keep putting pressure on him, close the distance, so don't let him touch you on those
Yeah,
spots,
yeah.
you know. Second round, I went outside there and kind of like being too careful about it. Like
Mhm.
I was trying to keep my distance instead of
I mean, dude,
crossing.
that's scary. You couldn't open your mouth. I would be kind of
Yes.
freaked out too and being a little careful.
Yes, yes. So I was kind of processing that pain, you know, that situation.
Hmm.
So this guy won that second round. Third round, that was the most important. Like when we were waiting, that 1 minute rest before the third round. So my corner came here. Okay, you didn't want to stop this fight. Now we're 1-on-1. You need to go there and win this fight. So
Right.
this is the last one. If you want to keep going, this is the time that you need to go and do it.
Mm.
Go there, keep stick on the fight plan. Double jab, close the distance, put him on the ground, and finish the fight.
Hell yeah.
Check those kicks, double jab, close the distance, put him on the ground, finish that fight. Sounds easy. Sounds easy.
You make it sound easy.
Sounds easy. We were doing that. You know, like he kind of like changed the chip of my mind because I was like kind of in defensive mood.
Yeah.
Now I start hunting
It's like,
him.
this is the time to win it, man. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all the adjustments that we did. You know, we can do too many adjustments in that moment. You know, just keep it simple and stick into the fight plan.
Yeah. Hey, how's your rib now?
It's still injured, but it's getting better.
Is it broken?
Getting better. I don't think it's broken. I think it just got dislocated. You know,
or something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine now. Just
Feeling-
a little bit of pain. I'm training. You know, like, but yeah, carefully though.
Yeah, good. And I'm glad to see you can open your mouth and talk.
Ah,
now.
that's good, man. That's good. You know, the worst struggle after that fight was trying to eat my burger after that fight. You know, it was so hard to open the mouth. But yeah, man, that's
man.
part of the game. That's part of it.
Jeez, it's so cool that part of my job, like getting to talk to people like you and that go through these experiences, is so cool for me because like the weight cutting, kind of the mindset you have to go into after getting hit like that and pushing through. It gives me a whole new perspective when I watch these kind of things now. It's very, very cool. So we're running up on our time here, but what's next for you, man?
Well, I have some offers for August. Same promotion, Reign of Combat. So I'm gonna take that fight. I'm gonna keep fighting. But my main goal is, you know, just keep evolving. You know, it's just evolution, constant evolution. I want to surround myself with people that can, you know, make me a better athlete, better fighter. You know, join a community like Nova Barbell Club. Like that's the huge part of it. That's what I love from the Nova Barbell. Like they have like a nice community. Like that's the most important part. And you know, if you're really into sports, you need to be surrounded to people that has the same goals.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much it. Also, there's few things that I consider are important when you're a fighter. You know, there's 4 to be exactly. You know, technical, physical part, the mental, and the spiritual part. So, you know, like there's people that only train the technical part and they think that's enough. That's not enough for sure. It's gonna be totally different if you mix your technical training with your strength conditioning training. That's gonna strain your mindset. So it leads everything, right?
Yeah.
So technical, physical, mindset, and then the spiritual part. You know, work into your inner warrior spirit. You know, I consider myself as a warrior. I'm working hard on it. Like I train inside of the gym and outside of the gym. So I feel like that makes me a better fighter.
Yeah.
That helps me to keep fighting when the fight it's getting like tougher and tougher. You know, like that's
anybody
very important.
can keep going if it's easy, but when you start to face adversity, that's what separates the true warriors.
Exactly. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just keep evolving. That's the main goal when you're a combat athlete. fighting just makes you a better human being. That's who it is.
I love it, man. But Miguel is so humble. Guys, check out his Instagram handle. It's Peruvian Grappler,
It's
right?
Peruvian Grappler, yep.
Check him out. Nova Barbell Club, me, Steve, Tyler, we always got your back, man. And I'm excited to see the future, what you do.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Thank you for the interview.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, brother.